It is old slide 2 years back. Okay. Currently, I have 17 plus years of experience working as a solution architect in different MNCs as the freelancers. Okay. So let's start. Let's start for today class. I got the point. What are my, participants and from where we need to start. So I will start from the zero because I could able to see that there are few people who are very new. So just those who have the knowledge of the F5 ASM, please be here for some time. Okay, fine. See, F5 Networks is the organization name or the company name, bit like your Cisco Networks, Palo Alto Networks, or whatever name you take. F5 Networks has many product suites, okay, out of which we have one named as Big IP. Okay, in Big IP, again there are different product families like LTM, GTM, ASM, APM, ARM, and a lot more. Okay. So LTM is something, give me a minute, please. I'm sorry for that. There was some call. Okay. What I was talking about that we have LTM like local traffic manager. Okay. This LTM is also named as ADC. People used to understand that LTM is a load balancer, which is, I will say, fine with a to a level, but not completely. Okay, this is an application delivery controller, which means way beyond than load balancer, we can do a lot of things over here. Probably those who are interested in FILTM, we are starting an LTM batch from next Saturday, or sorry, next Sunday maybe, and it would be Saturday, Sunday batch, morning batch. Timing you can check with my MM. You can just come out there and you can understand about the basics of the LTM. Then GTM is the old name. New name is the intelligent DNS. Okay. This is a pure DNS solution. When we are talking about DNS, people used to understand that, okay, this is IP to, name to IP mapping, nothing else. But believe me, there is a whole world in the DNS. Okay. And if DNS collapse, everything is collapsed. Okay. In the digital world. Then what I am talking about ASM, the new name of ASM is named as Advanced Web. So if I will give you a general term, what the WAF is, Web Application Firewall. Okay. Such firewall which working on the layer 7. So layer 7 means if we talk about OSI, we have 7 layer of architecture. I could understand that all of you are having a good experience. You understand this TCP, IP, and OSI. I won't teach that. So I am just going to talk about that it is a layer 7 web application firewall, means layer 7. For the marketing purpose, they gave a new name named as Advanced Web. Again, WAF in the market is from the Imperva, KMP. Okay, there are a lot of WAFs. Okay, in the market, but when we are combining over here, we are talking about F5 product, which earlier name was Application Security Manager ASM. Currently, it's named as Advanced Web. APM, another sort of policy manager. Okay, ARM, some kind of routing manager where you can run BGP and bit like those protocols as. Okay, so that is what the complete, I will say, overview. Not complete, but a very little over. Then, when I am talking about F5 products, okay, you should be aware. Okay, let us say there is a router, there is a user, and this is a server. user IP is 10.10.10.10/24 or whatever. Server IP is 172.16.1.1 again /24. But obviously there can be a lot more, infrastructure device. I'm just omitting them. But how your packet will form? Your request when you wanted to go for this, maybe this application is xyz.com. When you send this request will be an HTTP request or HTTPS request, whatever, for xyz.com. DNS will do its job, convert it into the IP, give the IP address. The request will go from the source to the destination, right? This is your request. Same way, response will come from here to here. Okay. That is what? That is the response. I am focusing on this device. What is the role of this device? This is a network device which sends packet by packet traffic out of it. Again, I don't go for this stream of communication. What is the MTU size? What is layer 3, layer 4? Again, there would be a lot of things. But if we just talk about an overview with respect to FI, what I wanted to teach you, this packet or this traffic is destined for the server, not for your middle device. Okay. Whereas when FI will come into the picture, I'm just removing that router. Again, the same scenario I am just taking just to make you understand. Okay. When such is the scenario, your request will go over here. Okay. Those people who are aware about F5 LTM, they are already aware about it. Those who are not, that's fine. And F5 will give the response. But before the F5 will give response, F5 will generate the packet to the server and server take the response from the server. So maybe if I will take this as 1, 2, 3, 4, it will be 1, it will be 2, it will be 3, it will be 4. Such is the packet flow. Okay. Whatever your TCP 3-way handshake done between over here, 3-way handshake done between over here. So F5 is running in between. So as opposite to your packet by packet design, what I was talking of before, here the communication is going to device. Earlier, the communication was going through device. Okay. Currently, it's going to device. So connection, when such a device which will come in between and which will act as an endpoint, okay, endpoint for the communication, this thing is named as proxy. Okay. By the way, F5 ASM in our network act as a reverse proxy. Anybody would like to talk about proxy? What the reverse proxy is? What forward proxy is? Anybody?
Forward proxy basically is to allow or hide the users from the inside the enterprise for reaching to the internet.
Yes, correct. So, yeah, Ibrahim, you wanted to say something?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So you are right. When we have multiple of the users, okay, they wanted to interact to the internet. Before that, we place a proxy device, which has a different function, maybe netting, filtering, security, and a lot of things, right? So function can be any, but this is a forward proxy. This is named as forward proxy, which is placed before the client while you are going to the internet. Okay, just I am changing the position and that will act as a reverse proxy. So if there is a proxy on the server, on the client side, maybe you are going to a server Before a server, there is a proxy. Why? Again, to provide the security. Okay. Maybe filtering. Okay. Maybe netting or whatever. So this time it is acting as reverse proxy. So when I'm talking about WAF, WAF is doing what? WAF is securing my web servers. So traffic is coming from the internet to my servers and I am placing it before the servers. That is the reason it is a reverse proxy. Although, just FYI, your F5 devices can act as full proxy, which means forward proxy and reverse proxy both together. Any question? Feel free to ask. No?
Okay,
Hello.
in one more thing. In this reverse proxy, can it do cache for the backend servers?
Caching is a different thing, okay, that you can do. Just if I will tell the answer. But yeah, there is some kind of profile. It is not bit like a cache server, completely caching server. But
Not
yes, you
con
can do up to one
not
level.
like for not like for connection pooling, but for cache for the web.
Cache for the
Cache for the web, like the HTML or whatever. Cache for backend servers. Connection pooling is fine, but I'm asking, can it do caching for the web?
there is a
Like
cache profile I have never used on the F5 LTM even. Okay, that is an LTM function by the way. Yes, there is some cache profile, but up to what level that works, I don't have any.
One question.
Yeah.
As you said that there is the proxy is actually terminating the entire layers from the layer 1 to layer 7. So when we come to the application data payload which is inside the application layer, so will it go directly to the server or it will do some modification at the application layer payload also, like a
Okay.
HTML page, like a
For
HTML
now,
request.
yeah. For now, I'm just giving the answer. Yes, it will, but soon you will able to understand. Okay.
Okay.
For now, yes, but I'm just about to come on that point as well. Let me talk about more about it because you people have some confusions. So let us say this is F5. Okay. Again, there is a source, there is a destination. Okay. It will do the TCP handshake. So this is connection number 1. The TCP handshake will be done between F5 and server. This is the connection number 2. What is the use of it? As you were saying, if it is sending any layer 7 data, it can view it. It can modify it for sure if required. And it can send that modified data to the server. Then, if from here to here, for sure, your users must be coming from the internet. So you need to use encryption. There should be some cipher suits. There should be some kind of encryption algorithms which you are using. Encryption. It might possible that from F5 to the server side, which is on your data center. Okay, you just try to understand it first. That when user will come, user will connect to some of the ISP. Okay, I am just making a cloud, which can compromise of modem, different routers. Suppose that user will come where in our data center. In the data center, there should be some internet router. And before that, there should be some solution for your DOS and DDoS, right? DOS or DDoS solution. It can be any maybe Arbor solution or whatever solution you are taking. Then after the like internet router, it should be going to the firewall. There can be one layer of firewall for internet different, for intranet different, for internal connection different. I am just considering one as a standard. And then your F5 will come into the picture. I'm just writing down F5. It can be, only LTM. It can be LTM and ASM both. And post that, there would be your servers. Server 1, server 2, or multiple server depending upon your connection to connection. So what I'm trying to tell that when a user will come, okay, when user will come from here to F5, this is connection number 1 I am considering over here. If you see there, okay, and from F5 to any server, it will choose one of the server. Okay, I am treating that as a connection number 2. Getting my point? So when user is coming till F5, it means it's coming through the internet, and there is a very high chance for man-in-middle attack. Okay, so encryption is required. It should be HTTPS always. But from F5 to the server, it is within your data center. Very less, chances to get it hacked. So from here to here, it can be HTTP, which means plain packet. Okay? So from here to here, you can provide unencrypted packet. Okay, let me rub this diagram. Yeah.
Your voice is chopping some. What?
Can you repeat again?
Connection. Is my internet connection or what?
His voice is good, yeah, I think so.
So it's getting chopped.
No, it didn't chop.
No, it's
Perfectly
clear
calm.
for me.
Okay.
I didn't get you. Can you repeat again?
Voice is getting chopped. Okay.
Okay. So is it for everybody or for
No,
only
that's what I'm
for
saying.
the-
No, your voice is clear. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sure. Thank you. So I was just repeating that, how the user is entering into the data set. So let me just delete that and come back to the full proxy design just to make you people more idea. So earlier there was some compression thing as well. It was a unique selling point for the F5. Why? Because earlier we have a very limited bandwidth. Nowadays we have SD-WAN, SDXS, and bit like that. So we have the good, bandwidth available. So compression is not so much required. But yeah, you can do the compression or uncompression if required. Okay, it can be encryption and encryption also. I am just writing down. Then very important thing, everything is moving to the IPv6. So let us say client is running on IPv6. From client to F5, you can run on IPv6. Server is old. You can have IPv4. And it can, all the things can be vice versa. Okay. It can be any. Here, IPv6 to IPv6 you can have. Here also, IPv4 to IPv4 also you can have. So that is what the benefits of full proxy design is. Those who are aware, that's fine. Those who are not, that's fine. But I am just telling, there is something in the F5 named as I rule. What this I rule is, and the graphical version is LTP. What this thing does, that it is a scripting language. Okay, using what you can modify your behavior, default behavior of your F5 device. So which usually you will not get in any of the vendor. So this is also a very good thing in case of F5 perspective. Okay, since it is a WAF, you should understand the application flow. Let me talk about application flow in a moment. Okay, very quickly so that you people can able to understand. So maybe let me go over here, copy this, and paste it over here. So if you see, what is this? I'm talking about URL component, by the way, URL components. Okay, there are a lot of URL components. I would be going to talk about them in total our complete class. Will give you a lot of examples, lot of labs, but just a basic overview I am giving you in today's class. So when you see this HTTP or HTTPS, these are protocols. Okay. These are maybe you can say protocol identifier. Which means S stands for secure, that you have some kind of encryption available. Okay. HTTP is the plain text which nobody uses. Then if you see from here to here, it can be any like www.net, minion.net, www.google.com. What is this? This is something named as host name. And when you will create your security policy later on, you need to add these host names. How to add that? Where we can see that, and all of those questions, if you have, that's fine. I will talk about in our classes, but we need to add host name for every security policy, right? Then if you see, there is some kind of question mark, right? Whenever you have a question mark, you will have two things. One is named as parameter. Second thing is value. Okay. So after slash, if you see after slash, there is a path. Okay. There is a path. And after the path, there is a question mark. After the question mark, this is the parameter. And the complete stuff from here to here, you can see this is a value. Okay. Or we can also talk about this, that there is a query string. Query string. This is a query string which will appear in the URL. So if I will just say NetMinion Python, can you see there is a /q, and after /q you can see there is a NetMinion plus Python, and then there is another parameter OQ, and you can see there is some another value. Okay, and the value, and it will keep on going. There can be multiple parameters and multiple values. Believe me, these parameters are really very important part of your for your application. Okay, parameters again of different types. I'm just touching the URL value currently, but later on I would be gonna talk about the parameter in a great detail. Okay, so that we will check later on. By the way, any question in this?
Yes. So here you're saying the post attendee is the path and this question mark is the parameter.
It's a
Right?
query string. After the question mark, there is a query string. And in the query string, there is a parameter and value pair. And there can be multiple parameter, multiple value.
Yeah, I understand. Query string is this combined, you are calling it as query string. But what
Right.
exactly is the parameter? The question mark is the parameter?
No. After question mark, this MN is the parameter.
Okay, MN is the parameter.
Yeah.
Fine. And this
And
is
after equal to is the value.
okay, parameter and is the
And
value
value.
and value. And is there any specific thing you call this to question mark? Like you are having different symbols there, right? Sometimes it's question marks and sometimes it get changed to exclamatory.
No. There would be a question mark only if you will see
Okay.
for the
Okay.
query string.
Okay, fine. So this understand. So the parameter and its value combinedly you're calling it as string.
Query string. And there can be multiple parameter and multiple values.
Okay.
Then when you are doing, okay, let me tell you in that way. If you have an application, okay, just take a very simple example, although none of us are using that, but let us go with the Facebook example. What you can do, you can create a account, you can post some of the things over there, you can see or you can read about that, or you can delete something. Okay, these are the basic 4 things what we can do in any of the application. And this is a complete acronym named as CRUD, which I don't know if you people are aware or not. In case of APIs, especially in REST API, not the unified API. Okay. In case of REST API, you must have heard about this term a lot.
Yeah, like HTTP methods basically.
Right, right. So C stands for create. Okay. C stands for create. And when we are talking about create, it means we need to create something. Okay. So create is a method. Then when we are doing post, post is again a method. When we are reading something, okay, R stands for read. Read means get. Get is a method used for reading something. Delete is a method for deleting something. For update, you are using post as a method. So these are the methods. Let me show you the postman. If I have the postman, just give me a minute. Let me find out the postman. See, can you see this delete? This is a method. And if somebody is aware about the application, you can see there are multiple of the methods. Even I also don't know all of the methods, but very simple methods you should be aware. Okay, like get method, post method, create method, delete method. Although it's a work of application team, but we are supporting whom? We are supporting their application. And since we are supporting their application, and if tomorrow is some issue that is coming, issue can be what? Like if, let us say, I'm just giving an example, post is not allowed on the F5 ASM. Okay. If post is not allowed, then they people are trying to make some change or update something, and they will say that we are not able to update our application after the ASM migration. What is happening? Now, although there would be event logs, there would be some suggestions which will come, and I will be going to talk about those things later on. But as an FIU administrator, you can go there, you can able to see that, okay, this method is not allowed, and you should be aware that, okay, what this method is doing. Either it should be allowed or no. If I am allowing it, what could be the impact? Okay, so those things you should be aware of. That is the reason you need to be understand these basic terms. Any question in this? Please go ahead.
No, this is fine actually. One more request. This is fine. So if we have time, we can explore somewhat more on this, the query and this URI and this URN in this part. I
There
think.
will be, there will be in the classes when our practical will start. There
Okay.
will be a lot of things.
So we will explore URI, URNs, parameters, everything.
Everything.
Fine. Thank you.
We need to understand each and everything. Okay. Now, when a client interacting with the server, okay, the response will come to you people. And when this response will come, this response has couple of the information over there. Let me show maybe to you people. I'm just showing you the overview. Okay, don't get confused in today's class. It's a very basic, it should be a very basic class, but that's fine. I'm just trying to show you a couple of the things to try to understand. There are three things which are coming in the headers. Okay, every request will be have headers. So there would be request header, response header, general headers. If you see, there are in the general headers. Can you see this request method? Because I am accessing something, I am reading something. So method is what? Method is get. Okay. Similarly, you can see there is the URL. You can see what is the remote address and all of those things. We are not going to talk about that. Currently, see this status code. You have aware about this status code. Maybe let me just go with 1, 2, 3. I'm just going with any of the bogus page. Can you see this status code? It is 404. Can you see this 101? Can you see 20204? There are a lot of status code, lot hell of the status codes which are coming. Even these status codes will explain you about the request. Okay. So if you are having some status code in the range of 100, like 100, 101, 102, bit like that, those are information. It means that some information is coming to you. 200x, bit like 200, which means there is some kind of success results it is giving to you. 30x, it means some kind of redirection is there. It can be permanent, temporary, bit like that. Then 40x, like 404 we saw before some time, like 404 not found. Okay, very common 404. So it means there is a client side error. So these are very basic things, but let us say application team is coming to you. My user is not able to access the URL, and you can see the status code is 404. It means client, whatever is requesting, that is not good. That page should not be there. That is the reason it's a client side error. And if there is some kind 50x kind of stuff is coming, it means there is server side error. Any question in this?
Yeah, is it like ICMP, which in the layer 3 it works like a
So
TTL
Sayyed,
expire or
let me tell you one thing.
not
Like we
reachable?
cannot, yeah. Let me tell you one thing. Like we cannot compare ICMP with SNMP, okay, or maybe some other protocol. So these protocols are different, okay. ICMP is the layer 3 thing. We are talking about HTTP protocol response status code currently. Okay, what is that? Let me write down. This is HTTP response status code. So these codes are depicting couple of the, understanding to us that, okay, what this status code is telling. Like before some time, I was showing you, I was accessing NetMinion and it was just, getting efficiently with the status code 200. Right? So that is how every application, whenever you are accessing it, there would be a status code in the background. Maybe you, as a user, don't see it, but when you need to secure some application, you should have basic understanding what these status codes are. I hope you people are understanding what I'm trying to tell you. Any question to anybody?
Yes. This redirection, right? Can you give one example for this, the redirection? When
The very basic example of the redirection is on the LTM. I don't know if you are aware of it or no. From 80, we redirect to the 443, which means 80 means HTTP. From HTTP, 443 means HTTPS. We redirect it to the HTTPS.
Okay.
So let us say your application name was abc.com. Okay. Or maybe let me just take some another example. Your application name was abc.ca.com. Okay, maybe it was in only Canada, but now your business is going in the whole world. So you just took another domain and you redirected that website to abc.com. That is named as redirection.
Okay, but see, the status code we can see on the client side, right? To know the state of our connection or something. So suppose in which case we will get this 306 on our
Same way,
Redirect.
if we will,
I understand the
if we-
redirection
if
process.
we will go to abc.ca.com, it will get redirected to abc.com, and there the status code will get mentioned.
Okay, so 30x, 30x, we will just see during the process of
Right,
debugging.
like
That's
302, right?
yeah, but it cannot be the result, right? It's just a ongoing process. It will show you, but like
Correct.
200, 400, or
Correct.
500, it will
Correct.
not show as result.
Correct.
Okay.
So you will able to see there 30.
Okay. Okay. So this is not the result. You see. Okay.
It is not the
Result. It's not the result. Like 400,
result.
500 is the
Okay,
result,
okay.
right? But this
No,
is
no.
not.
So if you see, whenever you are initiating a connection, there will be a lot of things, lot of transitions happening over there. All the transitions you can able to see.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Like basically, there are many errors. Like for example, server side error. So if we access some website or something, and if there is any issue with the server, we can see 50 code, or if
Correct.
any client side error, we can see 40
Correct.
code. But we cannot see 30 code, right? Because this is just the process.
You can,
It's not an.
you can, but you are right. What you are trying to tell, like this is first request, it is redirected. This is second request. In the first request, it would be 30x. In the second request, let us say this is 200. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Now you need to go to the first request to see this 30x. Getting my
Understand. Understand. We need to debug basically.
Correct.
Or see the logs. Okay,
Correct.
fine.
Correct. So,
Okay.
by the way, in your F5 ASM, everything will be visible under the event logs. I will show you. Don't worry. I know you people are curious. Okay.
Understand it.
But that's fine. I will tell you. Okay. We will use a lot of tools. Wireshark, Fiddler, developer tool. We will be gonna use all of those things, and I will be gonna show you whatever I could show within the our course time defined values.
Fine. Thank you.
Any question in this, whatever we have gone through? No? Let me take it forward then. See what happened now. You people must have worked on the Windows, right? So in the Windows, let us say I am creating a folder. This folder name is ASM September 2024. Maybe your batch name. And within this folder, I am creating a separate folders with everybody's of name. Okay. And I'm giving the name like A, B, C, D, E, whatever. Okay. And within this A, I am just storing maybe your data, and I am keeping a lot of things, maybe your pic in the JPG format, maybe your resume in the PDF format. I'm just giving an example. Okay. What is this? I am giving the metaphor of application. Application is bit like same way it works. This is your domain name, like abc.com, netminion.net, facebook.com, bit like that. What are these? These are different pages or different URLs. Every page has different URL. Within this page, there can be different file types like JPG, PDF, bit like that, right? And over here, there can be a lot of parameters as well. Okay, parameter has their own value. So I am just trying to tell you how application look like. Okay, but what can be the different, if I will say about the, okay, let me maybe talk about a generic structure of the application. Application can be, let us say you have a client. Client is interacting with something named as web server. Web server is very basic utility of any of the application which has the static thing. Static means like static web page, static text, static files like PDF, like any GIF or PNG, blah blah, and maybe some videos. But it is a static. Now, if you wanted to store something on the website, you should have another component. That component is named as DB. Which means database. In between web server to the database, there is a language which will work named as SQL. Okay. Now let me tell you, when you need to do the migration and you need to bring back your application behind the WAF, what you mean? You mean to bring this component behind the WAF, not the DB. Between the web server and DB, howsoever the communication is going on, we cannot interrupt that at any cost. I don't know if it is making sense to all of you or not. That's fine. Whatever level you are understanding, that's fine. Okay, we will be going to talk about it later on. Now, this is the very basic structure I am telling. There can be one more component, like client, for sure, will interact with the web server. And there can be, like, if you have a banking website, so person A is going on the bank, he will see his account. Okay, whatever amount is there, that we don't deal with. But yeah, he can see his account details. B person, his account details. So there can be some kind of logics which is coming into the picture. So there can be one more component come into the picture named as app server. And they all together, these three components can talk with each other like DB server, which is database server. So this is a simple, maybe I am talking about an architecture of the application. I hope you people are able to relate what I am talking.
Yes, basically 2-tier and 3-tier architecture. They will say this.
Right, there is a lot of thing. Northbound API also can come into the picture. Lot of things, but I don't want to bombard you with such
small
an
question.
huge information.
One small question.
Yeah.
Like web server, basically, like if I'm trying to log in online to my bank account with the web browser, so the request will directly hit to the web server. If
To
I'm
the web
logging
server,
with the
right.
application of the like ICICI iMobile app, then it will
Right.
go to the app server like this, or how?
No. So even in the mobile also, you are going to the web server only.
Okay, we will come to here only. Okay, web server.
Yeah, you will land to the web server only.
Okay.
From the web server, there is some logics which app server may be running that you cannot able to see as an user. These all three parties are integrating all together. They are sending the request and generating the response bit like that. But yeah, in the background, these all things happens. So when you are doing some kind of migration, you need to understand their application flow. So at that time, when they will talk about, we have the DB, we have the web server, we have the app server. So you need to understand that, okay, what is my focus area? My focus area is web server only. Okay, so we need to focus on the web server and we need to give them a solution bit like that. Okay.
Okay. So basically, database have all the data, and web server was having like all the user facing interfaces, like your HTML, web, and everything.
Correct.
And basically, application server will redirect your resources to particular folders or
Logics, building up the logics.
Basically, this app server has a code of the application, right? The code which is being
Code
served.
can be anywhere. Okay, code will be on the
Application
web server
code.
as well. Code will be on web server also, because in any case, it is entertaining your request. No, so let us say we have only web server, no DB, no app server. Even then, the application will be there. It will be a static application, but it will be there. You cannot log in into that. You cannot provide the feedback, but web server is there, right? So you can just read the information. You cannot delete something. You cannot update something. You cannot put something, right?
We can think like app server will help web server to fetch data
You can understand
from
it like,
database.
yeah, you can bit understand like that as. So that is your application architecture. Okay, how your applications can be there on to your network, right? So far, any question to anybody? No? Right.
Fine.
So why ASM is required? Let us say there is an illegitimate user who is coming. If there is a WAF device, after WAF, there are some web servers. There can be multiple web servers for sure. Okay. But in our diagram, I will create just one. to ease, for only for the ease. So there are two requests which are coming. One is good user or legitimate user. One is illegitimate request. If it is an illegitimate request, it will stop over here. It won't go to any of the, server. But if your legitimate request is coming, WAF will analyze it. WAF on the basis of a couple whole of the things that I will gonna teach you in our class. Then it will send to one of your server, and then server will give the response. Okay. So WAF is there to protect your application from layer 7 attacks. This thing you should be understand by now. Why it is important? Again, an interview question will come in for the same that I will teach you when I will create the lab and when I will show you the lab. Okay, how to make our lab. Then I will show you. So WAF, for the short, you just do understand bit like that. It inspect and monitor ingress and egress, both level of the traffic, which means if it is coming from the server or coming from the client, both way, WAF will analyze it. Okay. And if there is some violation, there is some, harmful traffic, WAF will detect it and WAF will stop this and will generate a violation. Generate a violation. That is nothing, a support ID with kind of a number, maybe you can say the request number it will generate. But I will talk about that in our classes. Don't worry. Okay. I cannot take all the names in first class. You will otherwise not able to understand. Okay. Any doubt so far?
Actually, you are saying WAF will even control the response traffic from the backend
Yes.
servers.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the use case for this?
I'm
For
giving
the
one example. What I have teach you in the class today. Let us say request is going. It is generating 404 response code. That is not allowed. Request will stop over here. It will not get anything.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yes, yes. So you want end user not to get any status code as well, to get any
He will not
information out.
understand. He will not understand what is the status of my request, where it is stopping. But as an administrator, you can go to the F5, you can check the event logs, and there you can able to find out 404, sorry, not a valid status code. You need to add it. Then you will add it, and then for sure, the response will not be there because it is a 404. But at least he would be able to see that, okay, it is 404.
Is the return response which is being inspected by the WAF, is it in case there is one concept like sync ACK flooding, where server keep on acknowledging answer, its client is syncing and eventually it's overburdening the server resources, and the server is no more able to handle the other request. Is it like that it will stop the? Can you give me some idea about this?
Okay. What you are talking about is the DDoS.
So this is
Okay.
DDoS. Okay.
So that is a separate story.
DDoS, yes. It's at the WAN side only. No, actually,
You wait. Do not make that understanding. You can create DDoS on the F5 as well, but that's a separate story, not in today's class. I will talk about it.
actually, it's still not clear for me. The example
What
which
is
you
not
give
clear?
for the controlling the response from the server.
See, response is not clear because server side we don't have such violation usually. Okay, that is the reason you are not clear with it, but that's fine. I am trying to tell that it will monitor both sides. Server side usually is everything fine. So there is no blocks. Blocks will come from user to the F5. So don't
Yes,
worry, don't
exactly.
get confused. Don't get confused. Okay. I was just trying to tell you that it will monitor both sides. That's it. Okay. Then, not only this, when you are using F5 ASM, okay, when you are using F5 ASM, it help you to ensure couple of the compliance like HI, PAA, HIPAA, health insurance, okay, health industry, I will say. Then PCI DSS for your credit card industry. These are some compliance. These compliance need to be adhered. So FIASM is equipped with some of the learning engine, okay, that will give you a suggestions that okay, what is the status of your PCI DSS, let us say. So that kind of stuff also in those cases, security team understand that okay, yep, we need to have the WAF in place. Okay. If I will talk about WAF, what is that? That is nothing. Are you people, everybody is aware about route map in the networking?
Yes.
Anybody who does not have the knowledge, please tell me. No.
No.
Okay. Fine. Leave this example then. So let me give you some more examples. Let us say it is bit like a series of steps of, commands. Okay. So when any request will come, it will see this step is okay, this step is okay, this step is okay. If every step is okay, only then it will pass the traffic. If one of them is not okay, it will stop that packet and will generate the violation. And when I'm saying this series of steps, this is nothing. This is something named as security policy. So security policy has a lot of settings that I would be going to talk about in our classes. Okay. So we need to create something named as security policy for different applications. Okay. Because you people are not aware about even the LTM, couple of you. So I'm just telling you one thing. When you have LTM into the picture, any traffic will come. It will land up on something named as virtual server. Okay. So for application 1, you will have virtual server 1. For application 2, you have virtual server 2. And doesn't matter how many application you have, you will create different virtual server for the same. Okay. Now, every virtual server will have a security policy. Security policy 1 for this security policy 2. As an F5 ASM administrator, you need to fine tune this throughout your maybe your fine tuning period. So if you have 100 of the application, you will have 100 of security policies. Every security policy is your responsibility to make it fine tuned so that illegitimate traffic can be stopped, legitimate traffic can be go through. Is this part clear to everybody? Yes, no?
Yes, it's clear. Actually, I have one question on this. Basically, we have a virtual server, right? On the virtual server, we will apply the FSM policy. Correct?
Just give me a minute. After that, virtual server will go to the servers. Okay. Let me use some more terms so that I will give you a traffic flow. This is named as pool in the F5. And this pool will have a pool member, like pool member 1, pool member 2. Yeah, you go ahead now with your question.
Yes. So my question is, say we have the ASM and LTM modules on the same virtual server, on the same box. So when traffic hits the virtual server, we will apply the ASM policy on the virtual server only. Then it will go to ASM module for further processing. And if it's fine, it goes to pool and load. And when the response,
you can just think like this.
yes,
Request is
yes,
coming over here.
yes,
From here, it will go to the policy. From if
Exactly.
policy is correct, it is going
Yes.
to the pool. And from the
Yes.
pool, it can go to any of the pool.
Exactly. Now, when the response comes, response will directly through the LTM to the
Again,
request,
from
right?
here, over
Mhm.
here, here to here, and then back to the user.
Okay, so response will also go to the ASM module.
Yeah, everything. That is what I was talking about earlier also, na? Request
That
response both.
Yeah, that is what my concern was because I read it's based on the connections which was maintained on your LTM module. That's why I'm asking you whether it will control response also.
No, it can. Don't get confused. Just digest whatever I'm telling to you now. In the practicals, I will show you.
Okay,
Okay.
fine. Okay.
Currently, just accept whatever I
Okay,
am
fine.
telling.
So
In the
response will
practical, I will.
come to
Yeah.
LTM and redirect to ASM and then come back.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Fine.
Okay. Those who are not aware about LTM, I hope the traffic flow is okay to you people. Only for those who are not aware about LTM. Is this fine? The above picture and the lower picture? Okay. No answer. I hope so. It is okay.
Actually, one more question.
Go ahead.
For the LTM, apart from the web, like HTTP, HTTPS, and maybe for some over traffic, exchange traffic, can we use LTM for voice traffic also?
Yes, LTM can, but we are not
Mhm.
dealing with the voice over here. I talked
Okay.
about it is a pure HTTP or HTTPS thing, layer 7.
Okay. So we can use it for other traffic also except web.
We can, LTM, yes. Now, let me just give it in the pictorial form. Let us say you have a user. Okay. User will go where? On the virtual server. Okay. Virtual server has a security policy, right? In the security policy, it will see either it is having HTTP traffic or not. If it is HTTP traffic, there would be a security policy. If security policy is there, it will go to that ASM policy. Okay. In that ASM policy, it will check a lot of things like if this policy is enabled or not. Enabled, maybe it is on or not. If it is on, it means it is going where? On the ASM module. Earlier it was LTM module, right?
Mhm.
And it will check either the request is valid or no. If valid, it is not valid, it will get a violation. Okay, violation will generate. If it is valid and if it is no, they both will go to the pool. And from the pool, it will see that pool has some pool member or no. If pool does not have pool member, it will drop the request. Otherwise, if there are pool members, the request will be entertained. Is the flow clear to everybody?
One minute. Okay, fine. So even if the node is down, all the nodes in the down or pool is down,
Then the
so
request will be get dropped.
uh, okay, if node and is down, then our virtual server itself will be down, right?
Yes, it will down.
So the traffic will not at all come forward. It will
Yep.
block at that
Request will be get dropped
at the virtual server
at
level
the
itself.
virtual.
Will not go
Right.
to ASM or any.
Right.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. Now, let me touch a couple of more points. See, because everyone is here, let me talk about one thing. Our class is starting at 8:30 p.m. Indian time. Okay. Just FYI, because today is the first class, that's fine. But I would request you all just join till 8:35 p.m. IST, just to honor the value of time for everybody, because everybody is here is the working professional. they must have their own work. So just join till 5 minutes. I will give as a buffer time. Please join. Okay, till then. Otherwise, we will start this class after 5 minutes. Then sharp at 1 hour, after 1 hour, let us say 9:30, 9:35 or bit like that. Okay, 5-10 minutes up and down. We will take a break. This break will be of 10 minutes. So if you have any work, okay, maybe any sutta break or tea break, whatever you wanted to have, you can just do that work over there. Okay. Then we will sit till 10:30 p.m. and all of this class, whatever we are doing, is getting recorded. Okay. Recorded. You will get this recording within 1 day, SLA. Okay. Or maybe plus minus. It depends. You can talk with Myra. Then from next weekend, not today, okay, from next weekend, because now I need to jump on the lab part. So we will jump to the lab part and I will tell you how to bring up the lab, how you need to access it. So maybe once you are joining formalities is clear, you will get the access on the lab. You try to do lab with me. Okay. Maybe in the Saturday, Sunday, if I am teaching, not on the Saturday, Sunday, in the weekdays, please try to do it. If you are doing it with me, you will be able to understand these, understanding completely. So try it with me, right? So this is how we will be teaching for today. It is just an introductory class. We are just winding it up over here only. But yeah, from next weekend, we will be giving 2 hour sessions. Then second update, we will be starting up LTM batch from the next weekend. Those who are interested in this batch, please talk with Myra ma'am so that we can able to, engage with your timing and everything. We can set up it accordingly. Any questions, any suggestions to anybody, please ask.
Actually, one question. Can we do, are we doing the like learning and fine tuning part also during our sessions?
For sure.
Okay.
Without that, FIV ASM is nothing. We need to do the learning. We need to do the fine tuning.
Fine tuning, right? Okay.
We will do that. Okay. Any other question from anybody else? Fine. If no, stay healthy, stay wealthy, stay safe. Thank you for attending this session. We'll meet you next weekend on Saturday, 8:30. Please just join at 8:30 so that we can start our class on the time. Okay. Till then, thank you, everybody. Take care of yourself.
Next class we have on Saturday, right?
On Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday,
thank you.
8:30, then Sunday, 8:30.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.